Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome to MangaPod. This is a weekly podcast. Well, sometimes it's weekly. It's a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we have read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship and love and lots of spoilers. Our lovely, fearless leader, Erin, is missing today because she has the flu. Everybody's sick, basically. Like, everybody's getting sick. But Erin is very, very sick right now, so send her some love. She couldn't be here tonight. But the other three of us are here, so we're going to take a second to introduce ourselves. I am Dodger, of Dex bonus, and I am getting over a sickness, but I still sound terrible, so yay, welcome. Lou?
You sound great, Doctor.
Oh, thank you.
My name's Lou.
You sound like a robot.
Cool. See, like, we're all sick. Mine is just a little bit more mechanical. My name's Lou from the Dex Anime. Hey, everybody. We're gonna talk some shonen bullshit.
Perfect. Moeka, what's going to go wrong with you? I have faith.
Hello. Hopefully nothing.
You
Hi.
sound like an angel, so there you go.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Hello, I'm Moika.
Mm-hmm. That's us. We're all cool.
That's us.
And large and in charge.
Mm-hmm.
You might have noticed that this is happening on a different day, a different time. This used to be a Tuesday show, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, other teammates, we're going to test this out for the foreseeable future. So it's going to be a weekend show now. So let us know how it works for you, if you're enjoying it, etc., etc. This week we read Black Clover, chapters 1 through 25, which I think is the first 4 volumes or first 3 volumes.
Yes, 4 volumes.
So
Wait, 3. No, it is 3. It is 3.
We got basically
On the last page, it says that it continues in volume 4.
That's what I thought, that it had said that, which is why I was like, wait,
yes.
4 volumes or 3 volumes? Basically, we looked it up like right before we went live, but this covers the first like 20 episodes of the anime, if you've watched the anime. Although the anime does do some stuff differently, it does make some things longer than the manga does and vice versa. So please do not spoil anything past chapter 25 of the manga and nothing past episode 20 of the anime. If you do, you're a rotten bacon butt and you'll get in trouble. And we don't want anybody to get in trouble. We just want this to be a lovely anime, manga-filled joy place. So, first thing that we are going to do is give you a spoiler-free review of how we felt about it. So you are in the spoiler-free section right now. We are going to read you a spoiler-free description, aka the summary of the manga, and then we're going to go one at a time and tell you whether or not we enjoyed it and if we think it would be worth a checkout on your end. At that point, we're going to give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to go into a spoiler section and really like deep dive on what actually happened in these chapters of the manga. So you are safe right now, and we will let you know when you are not safe anymore. Moeka, I believe, is going to be reading our summary this week.
Yeah. I'm going to be reading the summary by Viz because it's shorter and I feel like it gives you less, but you get the gist of the show or this series.
Perfect.
Asta is a young boy who dreams of becoming the greatest mage in the kingdom. Only one problem. He can't use any magic.
What?
Luckily for Asta, he receives the incredible rare 5-leaf clover grimoire that gives him the power of anti-magic. Can someone who can't use magic really become the Wizard King? One thing's for sure. Asta will never give up.
Yeah.
Yes, that was very
good.
shonen. I
Was
approve of
that
that.
good
Was
enough for
quality shonen shit. Oh yeah.
I love it. So that is what we read. That's what Black Clover is. If you've ever seen Black Clover memes or seen some other shit and been like, I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like some shonen stuff, that's what it is. Guys, how did you feel about the manga? Do you think that people should take the time to go and read this?
I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So, as someone who dropped the anime 2 episodes in, specifically because of the Japanese voice acting for Asta,
Asta was terrible.
I enjoyed the hell out of reading this. This was fun, kind of dumb, but that's fine. Not everything has to be an intense psychological thriller to be engaging, and just the resilience of Asta and the other characters made reading this really fun. So yeah, I recommend this. Like if you're looking for a shonen series to read, I would say like this is one to consider. Like Academia is another strong series, and if you have to choose between the two, I would probably recommend My Hero Academia first. But if you're looking for something else to read, this is not something to be overlooked.
Yeah, I would second that. I enjoyed the manga more than I enjoyed the anime. The reason that we looked up the exact episodes is because I said, it's funny. I watched like barely beyond what we read, or I watched exactly up to where we read to. I honestly can't remember perfectly, but I did not enjoy the anime nearly as much as I enjoyed the manga. I think that if you're weak for the shonen shit, like I am, you'll enjoy this. You'll sit there being like, all right, sure. There are a lot of really generic things about it. But you still got some good hype moments. The art I think is good. So I did enjoy it. I think that I would recommend it if you're somebody like me who just kind of needs to scratch that itch sometimes. Yeah, I think that it has a lot of potential. But again, we only read the first 3 volumes, so.
Yeah, I definitely. I feel like if you're wanting shonen, I would recommend this. At least give it a shot because I really liked it. It made me rethink dropping the anime. But now that there's a dub, it's making me consider rewatching with the dub.
Just watch the dub. The dub is honestly fine. Because I also watched like 2 episodes in the Japanese and was like, Asta's unbearable. And then Sam was like, apparently Black Clover is like pretty nice if you're wanting something shonen-y to watch. And I was like, right, but the VA is just, I can't. And so we watched it dubbed and it was fine. Yeah, you should totally watch it dubbed.
Okay, yeah, because that was my major complaint with it when it first came out was I could not stand the voice actor, which is awful. Because I'm just like, I'm sure he doesn't sound this bad in real life. Somebody directed him to be this way, and he gets no say. So it's just like,
Yeah. Cool. So overall, sorry, did you finish your thought?
Yes. Sorry, mine was really short. I was gonna say yes.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't like, all right, anyway, moving on.
No, you guys pretty much also like summed up what I wanted to say. It was just like, it's not anything like groundbreaking in terms of the like genre, but it's still fun. I really enjoyed all the characters, which is all I really need. I don't need no fancy story.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we're all in the camp. We're all down for you to read it. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the spoiler section. If you heard the summary, heard our feelings on it, and thought to yourself, maybe I should read this or watch the anime. We are about to spoil everything that we read. So if you don't want to hear any of that, this is your chance to peace out. Otherwise, if you want to stick around for the next like 45 minutes or so, we're going to be kind of talking about what we read. If you would like to leave and then come and watch this at another time, it'll be on youtube.com/happilyerin. So you can find it there later. Cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Asta's God?
The Wizard King is God.
Wizard King.
Asta's trying to become God.
Look, the Wizard King. I love him.
Like,
I know.
I'm
can I
waiting
tell
for
you
him
that?
to have some kind of like real darkness shit going on in him, but I really like him as a character.
I'll tell you guys right now that every time I read Wizard King, my brain just substituted in Hokage.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
seriously every time when I watched the anime and when I read the manga, I was going, this is Naruto. This is Naruto. This is him being like, I know that nobody likes me and I have no talent, but I'm going to work hard and I'm going to be literally the most powerful person in this place. I'm like, oh, it's Naruto. Naruto mixed with fairy tale, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, man, yeah, I remember when Black Clover first came out, it did really bad. Popularity wise, everyone hated it. And I think it's really unfortunate that they decided to push it on Shonen Jump right as Naruto was ending. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people forget that that was around the time that Naruto was ending. So everyone, like, just was just like, it's just ripping off Naruto. Which I could see where their thought process at that time would be that. But it's like, no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah. It does wind up being very different.
Mhm.
But what did you guys expect going into this manga? Had you we all apparently watched at least a couple episodes of the anime, so you kind of knew story-wise what you were getting into, but like, were you surprised to enjoy it the way that you did?
I mean, I was
Yes.
expecting for them to have like some sort of yelling in the manga written out, because like I wanted an explanation for why the hell it was in the anime, and it's not really there.
Right.
So that was a positive, subversion of my expectations. No, but like I went into this expecting standard shonen, and that's what I got, and that's fine. Like, I'm someone that is a fan of the genre, and sometimes people like refer to shonen in kind of a negative light, because it targets young, the target demographic being young boys, so immature and childish or whatever. But it's a fun story, and so far the characters that we've gotten have all been really entertaining. So yeah, I went into this expecting standard shonen fare, and that's what I got, and it does it really well.
Yeah, I went in thinking I'm gonna hate Asta, so I'm gonna hate this manga because he's the main character. But no,
Right.
I was just like, everything went out the window, and I was just like, I read up to where I watched in the anime, which was like the first 2 episodes, and I was just like, what? I don't hate him. What went wrong with the anime? I
No.
don't understand.
I know, dude.
And I just fell in love with Asta. He's my boy. I love him. I will protect him.
Yeah, I feel like the anime version of the princess girl as well. She is like full on like mean tsundere in the anime, and in the manga that's definitely like it's toned down a lot, right? And she like changes really fast in a good way, I think. So yeah, I think there's just things that they did in this. Just FYI, this show isn't supposed to be a let's compare the anime and the manga, but because we all had kind of a negative experience with the anime, or not like a super positive one, that's just kind of what's happening right now. But yeah, there's just something that they did with the characters in the anime that made a lot of them unlikable. And reading the manga, I'm like, oh, look at all these kids. Look at all these kids trying to learn magic.
Trying their best.
Yeah. Yeah, I found it to be much more enjoyable, and it went really fast. I think we definitely could have read more, but I'm fine with where we stopped, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to keep reading, but I was like, no, I gotta not do that, because then in a couple months, if we pick this up again, I'm gonna be so lost.
So how did you guys felt positively about Asta as like a main character overall.
Yeah,
Did you feel that
definitely.
way, Lou?
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. I think what I liked about Asta was though he was relentlessly positive, it didn't feel disingenuous. Like it didn't feel like that was like becoming Wizard Hokage was important to him for sure.
Mm.
But like you can tell like he cares a lot about the people that are around him, and that seems to take a lot of the focus. So like, you know, I hate to keep bringing it back to Naruto, but that's kind of one of the reasons why Naruto wanting to be the Hokage was as bearable as it was, even though he brought it up all the time, was because of the relationships that were built with other characters.
Right.
So I like how other characters are interacting with Asta, and the one critique I kind of have is that I feel like they all seem to be really like too quick to accept his ability.
Wouldn't his ability be super terrifying in that world?
Yeah.
I've thought
Yeah.
that too.
But like in terms of like them like accepting him into the group, I think that might have happened a little too quickly. But like it's not a complete deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
Because like at this point in the manga, like we did get one example of him like starting off really negative with someone and then having a prolonged, you know, issue, and that's with the guy with the glasses on the in the other team.
Yeah.
That was looking down on Yuno and Asta because they were from the peasantry.
Yeah.
Which you know, kind of interesting is that there's a class conflict embedded into the power structure in this manga. I think that makes it profoundly interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's that whole component of, well, are the wealthy, like, did they ascend because they're innately more powerful, or are there other dynamics at play?
Totally. Yeah. I think that winds up being an interesting thing to play on. I think it could get tired if we don't see like, if we don't have moments that sort of explain the political structure a bit more, or explain the class structure a bit more, or see some kind of like changes happening with, even, I don't need it to be with Asta, even with a character like Yuno, right? I think this constant like, you're a peasant, what are you gonna do? Blow on me, right? Like like that stuff is probably gonna get old after a while, unless there's some kind of a shift that is intended to happen in this story. Because yeah, they've really made you understand, like, there's the upper crust, there's like royalty and you know, the like high upper class people, and they're more powerful and wealthier and more beautiful probably, and like whatever else, and then there's everybody else and they're trash. And they've mentioned it so many times now that I'm like, there's got something's got to snap in the story that like really changes that or affects it somehow.
I feel like for something like that to happen, there would have to be a public display of, you know, of power coming from the peasantry. So like, as someone, you know, who obviously has not read ahead and who has not seen the anime,
Same.
I feel like an effective way to do that, like publicly, so they can kind of move away from, you know, throwing out class politics constantly, would be like a tournament arc. You know, something like that, you know, something as simple as that, where you have someone like like Asta doesn't even have to win. It could be Yuno that wins.
Totally.
And
yeah,
right there saying, oh, well, a peasant is able to rise above everyone. And then that would kind of like throw away their preconceptions that the peasantry are inherently weaker or less capable than the royals.
I do find myself
nobility.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I do find myself rooting equally for Asta and Yuno. I want them both to just like rise up and be powerful and crush everybody.
Yeah, I want them to grow together. I don't know how. Maybe like on the weekends, one's the Wizard King for then, and then the rest of the time, like the other one, they share the responsibility. I don't know.
Yeah. They can be.
I want it so bad.
At the end, really, this is just all like an elaborate story that's going to end with them being like, "It was you all along," and then they get married, and then they're Wizard Kings together. That's the only way that it can end, and I'll be satisfied. So, cool. I don't even really need to read it anymore. I'm really happy with this made up ending that I've concocted. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what all happened. I mean, we all knew that he was going to get his grimoire. When you first like saw the anime, did you think that maybe he wasn't ever going to get a grimoire? I did. I'll throw that. I did. I was like, maybe he's just not going to have one. Maybe he's just never going to do magic, and this is going to be Megalobox, but like in a magic world. And he's like, fuck, I don't need a robot body to box.
I mean, I suspected that he would get one, but I don't think it would have been bad if he wouldn't have gotten one. So like, let's say if he wasn't chosen by the grimoire, but he found one, like abandoned in the forest, something like that. Or if like, let's say, he meets someone that trains him to fight or whatever, and then is given one that way. I think the grimoire just kind of like showing up out of nowhere wasn't that interesting of a way to show him being awarded it.
Right.
Yeah. It also made me wonder, like, why is it in this wall? Like, what is it doing there?
What do you mean?
But then it was like such a weird like way of him getting it that I was just like, okay, this happened, and then I just completely forgot about it.
I don't think it was in the wall, right?
Oh, it wasn't?
I don't
the
think
way
so.
I read well, apparently the way I read it.
Maybe I read it wrong too. I don't know.
See, that's
what it looked like to me, to be honest.
That it was in the wall? Interesting.
I have to go back and read the first chapter.
I literally thought it was
Me
like
too.
he's in this fight. He decides that he ain't gonna give up because Asta don't give up. He's obnoxious. And then the grimoire was like, hello, just appeared. Like, that's what I thought happened. Oh my god, I don't even know anymore.
I don't know. Apparently, it was not that memorable that we all got different. Like, what's it called? The Streisand effect or something? Bearstein effect, where it's like people remember it differently.
Yes, the Mandela effect, right?
Ah, yes.
I think is what it is.
There we go. Oh man.
Yeah, it does. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
It's fine. Also, I want to talk about. Sorry to bring it back to himbos, but I think Asta and are like himbos in the making almost.
Yeah. 100.
Like,
I mean,
they have their smart moments, and then they have their really dumb moments.
Asta literally joined an entire Magic Night group of himbos.
Yes,
it's amazing. I was like, oh, they're all in one place. Yeah, I really like the Black Bulls. They're all a bunch of fucking weirdos. I want, and I'm sure we will get plenty of opportunities to learn more about all of them. I think that was like my biggest criticism of what we read was Luck. Is that his name?
Yeah.
The crazy one?
Yeah. Luck.
The one that's always smiling.
Yeah. Luck going from, I'm going to fight by myself. I'm fight obsessed. All I want to do is fight. I just want to fight everybody. I need to win, 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 win. And it took like maybe a panel for him to go, actually, maybe I should fight with my friends. And I was like, wow, that was a really quick character development.
I would have preferred if he would have stayed fight obsessed, to be honest.
Me too. Actually, me too. I know that like it would have been, it's kind of like if you're playing a game with somebody and everybody's like, I'm going to be good, and then one person's like, I'm gonna be evil, but we're all doing the same thing, and I'm sure it'll work out. It's like, I don't, probably it would have been hard to write out how everything resolves if Luck is literally spending the entire time just like fucking off doing his own thing. But yeah, I think I kind of wanted, if we were gonna get development from Luck in that way, I wanted it to happen later, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is Yami a himbo? In all caps.
No.
They're all himbos, you heard me.
They're all himbos. They're all of them. This is our headcanon now. We make up the rules.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree. That's pretty accurate.
Keeping the dream alive.
Oh, speaking of Naruto comparisons, Mars, the boy from Crystal Kingdom or whatever the fuck, is basically Zabuza.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
Right? They were
I
like,
can see it, yeah.
they grab all of these
like...
kids with magical power and they force feed them more power and then make them all murder each other. And the only one that lives is the one that we're fighting right now. And I was like, it's Naruto.
Also, kind of the Fuhrer from FMA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah,
There's
I thought
nothing
it was
new under
really
the sun.
interesting. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I was gonna say, I thought it was really interesting that they use like crystals. They get their power from crystals somehow. Which I was just like,
Yeah.
because they talked about how you have that you're only attuned to one type of element. So they were really surprised that he had like multiple.
Right. So learning that we now know that will only ever do wind magic, right? But I'm sure that there's an arc down the line where Asta is approached by somebody and they're like, "Hey, I heard you can't do magic. What if you could go somewhere where you can do magic, because we can put it in your body by force."
Here's my wares.
Yeah.
Also, there's a black market, so it's like it's just so possible.
Asta's a muscle wizard. I wish I was a muscle wizard.
That's a pretty accurate assessment of him. Yo, difference between this from the manga and the anime that I noticed. Less of an emphasis on Asta's abs.
That's true.
In the anime,
more
there's
more
a
arm
lot of...
action. I'm into that. Yeah. How do you feel about? I know I mentioned her earlier, but I can't remember her name. Princess Girl, the royalty who has joined the Black Bulls, and at first was like, "I don't want to be with you peasants anyway."
I think she's pretty okay. Like, she got over her tsundere bullshit relatively quickly.
Pretty fast, yeah.
And like, there was a little character description panel where she likes cute things that are a little irritating, and I'm like, that's perfect.
Oh.
And then that's why she liked the bird Nero.
Yes, Nero is also a great character. Yeah, I appreciated that, because I think very often I'll be watching an anime or reading a manga, and there's a tsundere character who goes through some like really heinous shit, and nothing about them changes. And I think like I'm glad that it did not take very long for her to be like, okay, I'm with people who aren't going to judge me, who want to help me, who are willing to like work with me and like trust me. And I've never had that, and maybe I shouldn't be an asshole. Right? Like she has moments where she's still a dickhead, but like it's not in the same like, I'm a princess and you will not talk to me that way. And everybody else is like, we work with you. like we're literally peers here. So, Yeah, I wound up appreciating her way more in the manga than I did in the anime, because I think that they pushed that aspect of her character quite a bit in the anime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, yeah, Noelle, she's just so cute. I really liked her. You basically summed up everything. Darn it.
Sorry.
But yeah, I thought it was, as soon as I saw the panel that Lou talked about earlier, where it was talking about like the characters' likes, it was just like, oh, she's gonna have a crush. Her and her cousin having a crush on Asta. I don't know what it is about it. I love it, and I'm just like, this is gonna turn into a shit show at some point, and I'm ready. My popcorn is gonna magically appear. I'm ready.
I did, one thing that I did really like about us meeting her cousin really early in like the dungeon and everything, and having her be, you know, kind of the quintessential version of what people are wanting from the upper crust, right? Like, she is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
She is in like a higher Magic Knights group. I like that it showed like two people in that generation, so her and Noelle in that generation, who are thinking a bit differently. And then we also saw what's his name? Theo? His brother had a really stupid name. He sounded like a Pokemon. What was his brother's name?
Fuck, I don't remember.
I can't remember. The ones with like the dark eyeliner, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuego Leon is the name of the older brother. Fuego Leon.
Leopold.
I want to die. And Leopold, that's who it was.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh
thank
God.
you, chat. Fuego Leon, the Pokemon, and his brother. His brother, like, really quickly, his younger brother really quickly was like, all right, I like you. You got spunk. I acknowledge you. And I was like, look at all these younger kids. All of the, like, they're all technically the same gen, right? Like, all of the older siblings are just like, ew, gross peasant people. And then
away from us.
Yeah, and then the younger ones are like, let's play, let's hang out, let's kill stuff together. And it just makes me laugh. I'm hoping that also becomes kind of a crux in like whatever renaissance I'm hoping happens inside of this manga. Bro Leon. Perfect.
His name. I
want to argue about the best girl, but I think I'd be spoiling. Do not spoil past chapter 25.
Yeah.
Hold it in, my dudes.
Okay.
Yeah, we could talk about art if you guys would like, or if there's something else about.
I think we should talk a bit about the dungeon and just like the fight quality in this manga, which I think would be a nice segue into
the art.
Into the art. So the fights for this manga are really interesting to watch. Like, generally speaking, it's Asta cutting through whatever attack and repelling attacks with the flat side of his sword. But so the fights involving Asta, they're a little less interesting to me than the fights between actual magic users. And I think we got a good opportunity to see that in the dungeon, and all of that was like really easy to follow, really well drawn, and like intense. So I was just
so rare.
I found myself
right?
I found myself just going through it super quickly because I understood everything super clearly, and it was just like, it was really interesting, and it made me wonder, like, how do the fights come across in the anime? Because unfortunately, where I ended up dropping it, the only fight I got was the one at the very beginning when Asta gets his once he gets his grimoire. So I don't know, like, I'm curious to see how those fights are adapted, which kind of like makes me want to at least maybe not pick the show back up, but at least like go on YouTube and look up the fights to see if they translate it as well to animation as as I was able to read them.
Mm.
So what'd you
Sorry,
guys
guys.
think about the fights? Like, am I alone in thinking that this was exceedingly well done?
No, I agree. Because
Or
normally when we start a manga like this, the first few fights that you see are a little messy, or they're not super easy to read. I agree. All of the fights were really easy to read. The descriptions of like what was going on made sense. The one fight that happened that Asta was involved in, where I was like, oh, that could be some interesting stuff later, was the smoke guy being like, oh, I can sense where you are, right? Like, I can sense magic and I'm going to hide in the smoke. And then they were like, oh, cool. So you can't sense Asta. Sick. We're going to force you toward Asta and then he's just going to shank you. And I was like, oh, that's smart, actually. They're going to run into situations where, like, people are pinpointed by their magic, right? And Asta will never have any. And I'm like, oh, there could be some really cool fight stuff in the future with that. Yeah. I enjoyed the fights quite a bit.
Yeah, I was really surprised at like how intricate some of the things were. So like for example, Noel's like I don't remember her cousin's name. I forgot it already. But basically her like when she does her healing magic, she like summoned a cradle and it was like all flowers and branches and I just thought it was really pretty and intricate. So I was just like, wow, how much help does this person like how much help does the mangaka get for drawing? Because
Right.
if they're doing it by themselves, it's insane.
Mimosa, that's her name. I was
yeah.
like, it's a drink.
Yeah, that's right. The drink.
Yeah. I agree.
so
I'm sorry, I'm so useless right now.
now we're cool. So we were gonna go into the art and like kind of playing off of what Moeka said. The art, generally speaking, is very intricate. Like specifically in terms of like everything related to powers looks extremely detailed. The backgrounds are pretty well done. Like specifically in the dungeon, it looked like a confined space without like really drawing too much attention to it. You get me?
Yeah.
So so there was that. The character designs, I liked all of them except Asta's design.
Really?
I don't know.
You
It's
don't
just
like
there's
Asta?
just something about his design that just kind of rubs me the wrong way. But like, you know, I can overlook it because like I have the same problem with the main character in Seven Deadly Sins. I don't like his design, but like I like
agree
the
with that.
designs of everyone else.
Wow, it's a spiky hair. How dare you be spiky hairist?
A hair hater.
No, yeah, I really like the character designs. I thought like everyone holds on their own. I was never like, oh, I have no idea who this character is. There was always something that set like characters apart, even though like the Silva family, they're all supposed to look very similar because they all have silver hair and blah blah blah. But they like had small little details here and there where I was like, oh, like okay, I'll remember this person as not being this other one.
Right. Yeah, they all have like really stupid hairstyles too, so that's a clear indicator. Yeah, I really liked all of the art. I think I liked how clean it was. I do like all of the character designs. Though the only character that made me go, okay, I'm gonna really need some kind of development into this person really, really fast is the lady in the Black Bulls who's constantly just in her underwear. It's like
Oh, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Vanessa.
She's just drunk and in her undies all the time, and that's it. And I'm like, I need
And she's
more.
the party girl. She's a party girl. That's what she is.
Yeah,
notice how,
she's
like,
the
they
one
don't seem
wanting
to,
a
like-
husband.
She just
Like
wants,
none
she just
of the
wants
dudes in the
Katie.
Black Bulls are like really fawning over her or anything.
I know that is the one thing that I love is everybody's just like, it's Vanessa. Like nobody cares. Oh, and the dude who like gets a nosebleed over his sister.
Yeah, I'm like, I got really confused because the way I read that panel where they were introduced was I thought Vanessa was his sister.
Oh.
And so that's why I was like, oh, it's his sister. That's why he's not like, or like he's not, everybody else isn't like reacting to her and being in her underwear right there and then.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'll kill you if you like mess with my sister.
I
But
see.
it was later on that I was just like, oh, no, that they are not related. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Whoa, what is happening? This is weird. I mean, it's even weirder now.
Right. Everybody's just so used to her just being around in her undies, just drunk. You just don't care anymore. I love it.
I mean, like the one exception to that was like Asta for like 2 seconds,
Sure.
where he's like, "No, my heart is committed to someone else."
The nun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the nun.
Asta.
Aw,
Poor boy.
sweet boy. Yeah, I'll be really interested in seeing how they go about like the whole like the poor people and the rich people and how quickly they'll get into that
Mm.
cuz I feel like they keep bringing it up like not too often and it's just really subtle things where it's just like, oh, okay, you could see where the power struggle is here.
Right.
And I just want to know, like, did the like people up at the top somehow mess with the people at the bottom, feed them like anti-magic frog water? Like, how?
I think
Or
it's
maybe
how they
it's a
retain
regional,
power?
or maybe see when I brought it up earlier, one
Mm-hmm.
thing that kind of came to mind was it being like, because based on their amount of magic or strength or social position,
You're a robot.
You're
they
a
live at
robot. You're
Sorry.
a robot, Lou.
Am I better now? Is this better?
You're a robot, Lou.
That's
Can you?
better.
Okay.
No, wait.
I help.
I don't know.
Sorry.
No.
Don't prejudice my roboticness. Okay. No, I just wanted to say it was maybe it's based on geographic location of where they live.
Right.
So like, let's say, like if it's like other magic manga where they're like ley lines, there's a concentration of like magic coming from around that people have access to in the
Okay.
more affluent areas, then it would make sense. I'll stop talking now.
Okay, Lou is saying that I think I got it. Lou is saying that he thinks it might have started off as a regional thing and there might be like magical like ley lines that imbued certain people with magic depending on where they lived. And that might be the lore for it. Correct, Lou?
Yes.
Got it. Sick.
Okay, we got it. A resident robot speaker.
Yeah, I am pleasantly surprised with how much more interested I am in this manga, and I do really want to read more for sure. Which we can go into wrap up if you guys want, unless there's something else that you'd like to touch on.
I'm good.
No, I think we touched on pretty much everything for what we read.
Okay, yeah, cool. Then, guys, you have watched our MangaPod about Black Clover, chapters 1 through 25. We are going to go one at a time and give, like, some kind of a superfluous score about how we felt about it, and sort of summarize our thoughts and feelings. So, I don't know who would like to go first.
Me, am I still a robot?
No, you're
No,
beautiful.
You're
go
normal.
for it.
Go.
Do
Oh
it now,
hell
do
yeah!
it now.
All right. So this manga had some excellent art. The characters were really fun. It was very simple in terms of the story it's trying to present, but that's fine. Not everything has to be complex. I enjoyed my time reading it, and I enjoyed the fact that I went through it so quickly. And I want to read more of it. I think this for me was like an 8 out of 10, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. I'm gonna stop talking now before I turn into a robot again.
It's only happened twice in the last hour, so like that's not too bad.
I'm not pushing my luck, Dodger.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 7.5 or an 8. I did enjoy it. It scratches the itch, like I said. It has good art and it has fun characters, and chat, without spoiling us, has been really wanting to let us know that characters get a lot of development and some of them are like super cool. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I really want to read more, considering that I wasn't that interested or invested in the anime. I do feel a pull to read the manga now, which is nice. It's a nice feeling. So yeah, definitely go and read it if you are like us. So Moeka.
Yeah, so basically everything everyone has said. I think for me, I really liked all the characters, so it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I thought some of the magic stuff was interesting. The fact that there is now anti-magic, which everybody else is surprised about, but not too surprised, like not too concerned about it. So I'm really interested in like, is there some secret backdoor magic that they're creating that they're like, who knows, maybe it'll beat this and we'll be unstoppable. I don't know. It's gotten me really invested. I really like the world. I love the characters. I love that it has some himbos for me. It's got it all.
Of course.
It's perfect for me right now.
Is it even a good manga if there aren't some himbos?
So true.
You know. I didn't think of this. Did one of you guys pull up the summary for the next manga as well?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
my
in the chat.
God. You're so
Wow.
great. Oh, I can't grab it because my Discord is glitching. So, Moeka, if you're down to also read the summary for the next manga. Guys, thank you so much for watching MangaPod and listening to us talk about Black Clover. The last and final thing that we are going to do is read you the summary for the next manga that we are going to read. It will be missing some choice words up to Moeka's discretion, and you get to guess what manga it is. Go for it.
Okay, this is my first time doing it. I'm really nervous, but
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
crush
try my
it.
best.
You could literally bleep
Here
out
we
all of the
go.
words.
We believe in you.
Say it. It's amazing.
Okay. Blank lives alone in an apartment until one day Blank appeared and they ended up Blank together. Blank looks down on humans as though inferior and foolish, but has been saved by Blank. She does everything she can to repay the debt and help her with various blanks. Although not everything goes according to plan, a blank everyday life comedy about a blank office blank living with a blank girl. I feel like there's too many things that give it away.
Did someone get it?
Come on, chat. Yeah, someone got it. Raph. Futon?
It's Kobayashi, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I'm so excited.
Yay!
What chapters are we reading?
We are reading chapters 1 through 30, which is the first 3 volumes.
Amazing. So, if you'd like to join us talking about, discussing, and reading Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, volumes 1 through 3, next week, that would be awesome. Again, we are going to continue to have MangaPod on this day at this time. So, be aware of that. Moeka has been running our socials and doing an incredible job. So if you would like to follow the MangaPod Twitter, she's been posting on there to remind people what to read and when we will be going and all of that stuff. So, yeah. We are gonna go. I'm so sorry. We're gonna go one at a time and tell you who we are and where you can find us. But first, please go and follow Happily Erin. She's normally the like main host of this show, and she's awesome. And she's very sick right now, and I'm sure she would love to hear from you. Send her some good Black Clover gifts that don't spoil anything. And that's also where you can find the MangaPods. I am Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus pretty much everywhere. And hopefully soon I won't be sick anymore. Yay. Lou?
My name's Lou, and you can just follow me on Twitter at LouTalksAnime. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I do. All I do is tweet.
All right. Yeah. Hello, I'm Moeka. You can find me at Mega Moeka on Twitter, on Twitch, on just about everything. I do voice acting. I like anime, manga, and I stream video games. So if you'd like to check me out, appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's it, I think.
Amazing. So guys, we will see you next week. Thank you again for your eyeballs and your love. Send more eyeballs and love to Erin, and we'll see you next time. Okay? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.